Hello, listeners. This is your host, The Croc. And today we're going to talk about whether or not we should ban pizza crust. Here to help me debate this on the pro side is Gren, a longtime eater of pizza. And on the con side, Barbly, who claims his father owns a pizza restaurant. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thanks for letting me be here, Croc.
My pleasure, boys. Now, Gren, why don't you start us off? Gren, a longtime eater of pizza, eh?
Well, Croc, let's just say I've been eating pizza for pretty much my whole life. So, yes, I am, and I am on the pro side for the ban on pizza crust. Many people say pizza crust as a detriment to their enjoyment of the meal, on top of it lacking nutrition and flavor that the center so wonderfully possesses. Pizza crust is harming our society economically and in terms of sustainability.
Very thought-provoking. Now, Barley.
Well, Croc, all I have to say is that through my experience growing up in the pizza business, I found that crust is not only a unique and tasty asset to the pie, but a necessity to the functioning of the pizza industry as a whole. It's not just this icky part you have to throw away that many people make it out to be. I really don't understand the stigma.
Boys, thank you for your opening statements. Now let's get to the meat of the debate, so to speak. Gren, give us your first point.
Certainly, Croc. This is a point that often gets overlooked by the pizza eating community, which is that we're actually being conspired against by the pizza industry. The only reason we've bought into this idea of pizza crust is because it's what we've grown up with and what we've been exposed to, when really there's no reason for it to exist in the first place. This has been put in place as an excuse to not fill the crust, the outer rim, if you will, with cheese and tomato sauce, a protein and a vegetable. As a result, we're being gypped of all 16 inches of what we pay for, both nutritionally and financially. Croc, the number one consumer of pizza is the middle class. It's the everyman's food, and with our hard-earned dollar, we should be getting much more nutrition for us and our families.
Wow, I've never thought about it that way. Barbly, to you.
Well, Croc, it's actually a little more complicated than Graham makes it out to be. See, the middle class are also the people making the pizza. So when you talk economics, you have to consider how much more pizza sauce and cheese the pizza companies would have to use. This would be a critical hit to the pizza companies and would likely come out of the consumer's pocket. So pizza prices could be on the rise if you were to eliminate the crust.
Fascinating counterpoint, Barbly. Gren, moving on to round number 2.
Well, Croc, if we're on the topic of economics, we should also discuss sustainability. How many people throw out their pizza crust and just don't eat it at all? It's just going in the garbage, so unfortunately has a negative impact on global sustainability. Statistics have shown that the amount of pizza crust we throw out could feed the whole continent of Africa for one meal. That is 1 billion people who could be eating food but are hungry instead. So, we need to create much less trash as a nation and think about the repercussions in terms of our massive garbage debt and the food problems in third world countries.
Very considerate of you to think of those starving African children. Now, Barbly, your turn.
Well, Croc, Grant actually makes it out to be a bigger problem than it really is. The amount of pizza crust we throw away per year is negligible in comparison to the amount of bottles and plastic bags, which make up the bulk of our nation's garbage. Consider also the health issues if we increase the serving size of the pizza slice. Obesity in America is rampant, so when you talk sustainability, you gotta think about the health problems facing this generation. My second point is actually that the reason we have crust is so that when you put it in the oven, the contents of the pie will not spill out over the edge. You have to have a significant amount of space between the sauce and the edge to prevent this spillage, so it would be a very difficult task for the workers who would have to clean the ovens at the end of the day. The crust is not only there so that we like it, it is there because it is necessary.
Great points, Barbly. Now moving into round 3, boys. Gren!
Now, Croc, the main reason for my stance on this argument is that nobody likes pizza crust. It's the worst part of the whole dish. I just like eating the center of the pizza personally. And like I said, I'm a long-time eater of pizza. Never have I tasted a crust like compared to the middle. When you taste the combination of cheese and tomato sauce in the middle, why would you want to eat just the plain bread? You wouldn't. You're just going to skip that. You're going to eat more of the center. It's just simply irrational.
Very, very true. Now, Barbly.
Well, actually, we recognize this problem in the pizza industry, and many companies have made great strides to encourage customers to eat the crust and create an experience so that it is something other than the part that is lacking tomato sauce and cheese. Most crusts, in fact, contain seasonings such as garlic and olive oil, and companies like Pizza Hut are adding cheeses and fillings to make it something that you don't just want to throw away. It's actually a bonus, and personally, crust is my favorite part. I like to use the crust to dip in some extra tomato sauce. The possibilities, while we're just beginning to explore them, are endless.
And there you have it, folks. Barbly, Gren, thanks for coming out.
It's my pleasure, Croc. Thanks so much.
Now, it's up to you, audience. If you'd like to sign the petition for a ban on pizza crust, go to my website, crocradio.com. That's all for today, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.